Hello, everyone. How are you doing? Happy Polo Day. Wherever you are in the world, hope you're excited about our faves premiere today, although we haven't heard from them. But I know the squad is very, very excited about Polo that's premiered on Netflix very early in the morning this morning, about 3 a.m. around there, New York time. I was happened to be awake when I got a little beep, not a little beep, but a little alert from. Don't ask me why I was on social media at 3 a.m. Don't ask. But I got a little alert from one of our squaddies. And I was like, oh. And I got to tell you, because I've talked about this here before, that I am boycotting Netflix. And so I'm not seeing it. But I was so tempted today. I was like, no, but I gotta see it. And it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. Whenever you're awake at 3 o'clock in the morning, you're going to be tempted with things, and your willpower is very, very low. And I didn't even realize when I canceled my Netflix that I still had the app on my pan and I wasn't paying attention. And there the app was, and I was like, I even clicked on it and everything. And I was like, no, fellow, you're boycotting. Be strong. But I was so tempted because I'm like, I want to watch our faves. I'm sure they're doing such a great job, and everybody who's seen it are really loving it. I mean, except those on Shutter Island, I don't expect anything from them. But it just like, oh. But anyways, I am so happy for our faves. No matter, they have nothing to do with Netflix's decisions. So I support them in their work. And so today's a happy day, and I'm happy and proud of them for the work that they've done on it. And I know a lot of you may have seen it already. And I wasn't even planning on doing this, but I'm going to put the link in the chat. And if anyone who has seen it, you only call in if you have seen it. If you've seen it, I would love to hear what your thoughts. I mean, you don't have to give away any plot line or anything like that, but I'd just love to hear your thoughts as to what you thought of it. So the link is in the chat. If you're in the chat, call in and let us know what you thought. I'm just going to give you like 2-3 minutes and to share with us what you thought about it, because I'd love to hear from you guys, and especially I didn't see it, so I'm like, Netflix, why? Connie popped on here earlier. She's like, Pedal, watching Polo, but we'll be back. That's fine, Connie. You can always see this episode later. It's gonna be there later. You can always watch it on playback. So continue watching Polo. Enjoy. Joy says, hello everyone. So proud of Harry and Meghan. They did a wonderful job with the Polo docuseries. I watched the whole 5 episodes. How long are each episodes? I wasn't sure. So yeah, but just about everybody who's seen it that I've seen on social media, they've watched all of it. So it's just like, so people are up in the morning at 7 a.m. watching Polo. Only for Harry and Meghan would people do that. Only for them. People would be up at 5 and 6 in the morning and 3 in the morning, really, watching Polo. Don't ask. Even though they didn't even come out and promote this. And I mean, I partly understand because, they put the work out there so that the work stands on its own. That even though they are the producers and they are very hands-on, as I'll share in a minute, they were very, very hands-on in the production of it, the post-production of it, the pre-production of it, all of it, the development and all of that. They were very hands-on with it. They still want the docuseries to stand on its own. It's not a Harry and Meghan docuseries. They are in it for very, very short periods, very much a glimpse of them and they're gone. But the rest of it is about those guys, those professional guys playing polo and just doing all the things that they're doing. And so, yeah, so I would love to hear your thoughts. If you'd like to call in, no pressure. The link is in the chat if you'd like to call in. Again, call in only if you've watched it, because I want to hear your thoughts on what you have seen. So yeah, so the link is in the chat. Let's see what else you guys are saying. Beverly says, oh, she's talking about, hey, Lorna, Joan, Connie. Not hello to me? Oh, well, that's okay, Beverly. Hi. I'm just kidding with you. Says, all the series was so good and informative, gave me a little more understanding of what polo is all about. There you go. That's actually the thing that I keep hearing, that people learn so much about polo and the culture about it. And again, that was the aim of the docuseries. Let's see what else you guys are saying. Madwell says, hello everyone. Polo had me hooked. Hope to finish before leaving work. Oh, yeah, before leave. Oh, you watching? Oh, before leaving work. Oh, okay. That's all right. Bring some spice to your work time. That's all right. You go, Mad World. Let's see. Lorna says, the thing that really got me is that they say it's a rich man's sport, but it's financed by sponsors. So if you're good at riding a horse and have some talent, you can make a team with hard work. There you go. There you go. Well, because it has that reputation, and so a lot of people don't go for it because it's kind of like how people feel about tennis or they feel about golf. It's like that rich white, quote unquote, white sports. And but look, I mean, the images of those are definitely changing. The Williams sisters, Coco, and all of the other black and brown kids that are in tennis and in golf and other sports like it, are squashing those stigmas. So hopefully this helps. I mean, I don't know, I haven't seen it, so you guys can tell me. Claudia says on Shutter Island they are complaining the royal family was not mentioned in the documentary. I wish these people will pick a lane, like just pick a lane of what you want to complain about. You don't want the Sussexes to mention or use the royal brand on their projects, or as they say, make money. But when they don't mention them, you're still complaining. Like, pick a lane. You're confusing me. Pick a lane of what you want to complain about, or is it just you're just complaining about anything that has Harry and Meghan? That's seemed to be the thing. So, Joy says 45 minutes to an hour. Oh, okay, so each episode's at 45 minutes to an hour. Oh, okay, that's cool. That's cool. So you get little morsels, and it's not too 2 and 3 hour things. That's cool. Thank you, Joyce. Levy says, Pella was a good watch and get a better understanding of the sport. Great. Yep. Fantastic. Again, that's what they said they set out to do. So yeah. Karen is like, I'm so excited. The haters are mad. Yes. So let them stay mad. So Lorna says, love the part where Spanish language players was trying to speak in English. And Harry says, Meghan speaks Spanish and Meghan spoke in Spanish. Yes, someone posted, or a couple of people posted a little clip of Meghan speaking in Spanish and Harry saying that. Yeah, I saw a little clip. I mean, Netflix might have them remove it, but I saw that little clip on X. So yes. Claudia says, I am interested in polo now. I was hooked. There you go. That was the goal, to get a new audience, to get more people who don't know about polo involved in polo. So there you go. At least they got Claudia. Claudia, you be going off and buying horses now. So let's see. Joy says the series is about the sport of polo, the athletes and their families involved. They also explain the game of polo. Okay, that's important because, as you know, especially like me, I'm like completely fickle. I only would go back and Google like how to do polo again when Harry and Nacho are playing together. That's it. And then I forget about it and then I have to go Google it again the next time I see them, because brain doesn't, polo is, it's never been my thing. So yeah, so good. Let's see. Beverly says, Claudia, who's that fairy that was saying that the royal family should have been included? Loser. Again, they need to pick a lane. Pick one. I don't care which one. Pick a side and stay there instead of like jumping back and forth. It's confusing everybody. Pick a lane of where you want to be mad at, or who you want to be mad at, or what you want to be mad at. So yeah. Kavita says Polo will be coming to the UK soon. Oh, so you didn't get it today? I thought you guys got it today. Huh. Oh, there you go. When is it coming to the UK? I just thought it dropped all everywhere at the same time. I didn't realize it was a different date. So, well, thank you. Terry's saying hello to everyone. So, hello, everyone from Terry. Let's see. Lorna says, Harry and Meghan are in an episode 4 where they filmed the Sentebale match in Florida. Yes, we know, especially from the outfits that they were wearing, that we have talked about numerous times. We know, and that one was filmed, definitely. Thank you. Cookies and Cream says, the docuseries is excellent. I loved it. I'm going to rewatch it. Awesome. Let's see. Karen says, I can't wait to something, a match, and wear my polo outfit I picked up at the Turkish airport on my way back from in the Invictus Games last year. Oh, awesome. Awesome. Maybe the next maybe the next Sentebale match, Karen. Let's see. Okay. Well, thank you guys for sharing. Let's see. Kikis and Green says those awful racist cretins need to accept that everything is not about the unroyal family. And why should Harry and Meghan mention them? Remember, y'all don't want Harry and Meghan to mention them because you don't want them, quote unquote, profiting off of the royals. Well, they left them off. Now you're still complaining. It's just unbelievable. Anyways, so people did a whole big write-up on this inside. It says, inside Prince Harry and Meghan's vision for Netflix Polo. They were extremely hands-on. And these were a couple of, actually, Royal Suitor, I think, was the one that posted these two that alerted me this early in the morning. It's like, oh, it's there on Netflix. And even though I can't watch it, and when I got really tempted, but she put like the different series, the different episodes and stuff there, the 5 episodes and stuff. And of course, this was someone posted a little clip of when Meghan was speaking Spanish, and Harry was like, she speaks Spanish or something like that. So these 2 photos of Harry and Meghan were enjoying themselves when we remember when this was the day this was done, and enjoying themselves about talking to Spanish. Actually, Meghan said in that little clip, if I remember what the clip says, I think she said that Harry does speak Spanish, and Harry's like a little bit. So Harry is upgrading still, man. Harry's learning Spanish. So there you go. You live there in California, you do better. Mexico is right there. And so so Harry is learning Spanish, and so that's awesome. So very, very cool. And so People Magazine's article, I maybe took a little bit too much of their clips here. I don't know. Hopefully I don't get so anything, hopefully YouTube doesn't do anything for me for taking this much of their clips, but it's a very long article. So there. So anyway, before I jump into the article, I'm going to move my banner here. So if you have not subscribed to our channel, please go ahead and subscribe and click the notification bell so that you know when we drop a video. Please like and share the video, and please join the channel if you're able. Help support the channel, build the channel. Thank you all so much who have done so already. And so anyway, back to our article. It says the Duchess of Sussex, meanwhile. So I kind of got these 2 articles flipped backwards. I meant to start with the Harry part of it, but go with it. I did it backwards because the article started with Prince Harry, and so this part of the article I wanted to get a little bit of Meghan and also Nacho, and I meant to do the Variety article first, but that's going to come after. So just go with it. I made a mistake. So anyway, it says the Duchess of Sussex, meanwhile, has been a supportive spouse and her husband's number one supporter at his polo matches through the years. Balash, who is the showrunner, says that Meghan wanted Polo to capture the welcoming energy of the sideline scenes, a little known aspect of the games. I think I spoke to them before I ever went to a polo match, and it was Meghan who really prepped me for how wonderfully casual polo can be. Balash told People about the Duchess of Sussex specific idea for the series. And he goes on to say Sunday polo on Field 1 at the U.S. Polo Center is a big to-do where people have champagne brunches and come with their beautiful outfits. But the rest of the week, every polo match is actually so down to earth. It's a lot of people pulling up their pickup trucks and their cowboy boots, if not bare feet, with their dogs and their family and their kids to watch the game that they love. Balash told People they're not they're there not to see and be seen, but to enjoy the sports that they really care about. And the people show up to that for free, and they just pull up. And she said that that's what she loves. And we've seen Meghan do that before. She, show up in her shorts, and sometimes her and Delphina are walking around bare feet or in their flip flops, whatever, and just hanging out, sitting on the back of their pickup or the truck, and just hanging out with, as a family and just watching polo. Because again, so many people just associate polo with those big Sunday events, which that's when it seems like everyone come out in their finest and are doing, stumping the divots or whatever you call those things with champagne in their hands. And so that's kind of the stigma or the image that polo has. And they don't have this, people in the neighborhoods just pulling up in their pickup trucks and just sitting there watching polo for free and just enjoying, the community. So that's what Meghan sort of opened him up to. And a little bit about Nacho. It says the Duke of Sussex's longtime friend Ignacio Nacho Figueras, hello, Church Nelly, if you're here, appears in polo as an expert and was also involved behind the cameras as a consulting producer. Balash told People that the strong bond between Prince Harry and Nacho was evident. They're really great friends. They're so that much is beyond obvious. When Prince Harry happened to be along for a Sentebale charity match, which we featured, just seeing them together at the polo field was infectious. He says, it's like two buddies who really love each other and love the sport together, having a great time and raising money for a good cause. Was just such a good vibe day. And Nacho really is just a wonderful, lovely human. So anytime he's around is a good time. And that's so evident. I mean, we didn't need him to tell us. We just see it there, even though a lot of times we only see pictures of them or a little video clips, whatever. That is so evident. The love between them is just so incredibly evident. It's just a big family. And it just, I mean, everything he said is like, yep, we knew. For us as squaddies, that's like preaching to the choir. But, for others who don't realize, it's just a beautiful, beautiful community they have. And obviously including Delphina and the kids as well. And so this is the article I meant to start with, Variety. And this is pretty much, a lot of this is about Harry. And I'm just going to move my little brand thingy at the top there so I can read it all. It says, Prince Harry and Meghan's Netflix series Polo aims to break down the stereotype that the sport is for exclusively the rich and famous. And of course, we know that photo is when they did the charity event in Florida when all of this was filmed. At least part of it, this day it was filmed there. It says Prince Harry and Meghan's latest effort for Netflix is Polo, a 5-part docuseries following the sports US Open, which took place in Wellington, Florida earlier this year, and is co-produced by their production company Archwell. While the Duke and Duchess of Sussex hardly feature in the series, bar an episode that focuses on charity polo game for Harry's nonprofit Sentebale, there is plenty of drama thanks to a showdown between polo icons Adolfo Cambiaso and his son Poroto, team owner Bob, I don't know how to say his last name, but Bob Vonevas, I don't know, suffering a life-changing accident mid-play and a baby shower that goes very wrong. Oh dear. And a little bit more, it says, so they had asked him how involved the Prince Harry was in the whole process, development, production, and then post-production. He says and this is of an interview with the showrunner for the show. He says, so he was very involved from the start in terms of suggesting where we might want to look for storylines. And then in the edit, he was incredibly helpful. I really never actually worked with an executive producer in that sense, where he had such an expertise for the sports that he can offer excellent notes about how we were editing the gameplay, how to portray certain moments. And even while we were in production, he was giving so many ideas like, hey, you know, what I love so much about polo is that feeling when you're on the horse and you just feel the speed and you feel the excitement and you feel the roar. So we kept all of that in mind in terms of trying to think of how can we then capture that and communicate that appropriately. And I hope we were able to do that a bit in this series. And so it's so great. I mean, again, Harry's an expert. In a lot of ways, Harry should be a professional polo player. If he wanted, he could have totally gone in and be a professional polo player. So again, the showrunner was like, it's so excellent that that Harry had this kind of expertise that he can tell them what, because again, the showrunner had no experience with polo. He had not gone to see a polo match before this series. So as he said, after he had the chat with Meghan and Harry, then they went to go see a polo match. He doesn't know anything about polo. And so it was great to have Harry there that could really explain to him the feeling of what it's like, you know, the rush of the wind, the crowd, the speed of the horse and all of that. So that way he'll have an idea how to film it. And so it just, I mean, again, I haven't seen the series. So from everything that I'm hearing, they captured it. But to have that kind of experience, you know, pre-production, production, and then post is amazing. And even while editing, you know, giving them ideas of how to edit it so they capture this kind of emotion. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. So kudos, Harry and Meghan. I am so proud of them. And I know all of us are proud of them. Let's see. Kawaii Pushing Love says, just finished watching the series and I'm in love. A lot of good looking people. Oh, that's what people keep saying. Church Nelly, have you seen Polo yet? I know, where is Church Nelly? We're talking about Polo and Church Nelly isn't here? That is strange. Church Nelly, get on here. Where are you? But yes, that's what I keep hearing about, how good looking everybody is on the series. I mean, yeah, as they said, it's a bunch of good looking, sweaty guys riding around in horses. So there you go. So everyone has been, you know, commenting on the looks of the gentlemen and the ladies. Everybody is beautiful on this show. So there you go. Nothing wrong with that. Let's see. Hey, Black Queen, how are you? Our awesome moderator. How are you doing? I don't know why my colors are gone. You know, if you look around where it says Black Queen, that should be red. And I don't know what StreamYard did. It took my colors and I can't find where they put it. I was like, wow, I need to change this back to my colors, my brand colors. Why is it all black? I don't know. I have to figure it out later. I don't know what they did. Let's see. Let's see. Jody says, I'm watching Polo on my laptop at the moment. The first episode looks good. There you go. You go. You go. Let's see. Karen says, Sun TV interviewer complaining, why did they make a documentary that they're not in? Why bother? I was cracking up because it don't matter what they can, no matter what, they can't stop hating everything the Sussexes do. I swear, it's like an island full of crybabies that it's just people that just literally common sense has run away from or never showed up, or they just didn't know that God was handing out common sense for free or something, because there's something wrong with these people. Like, I that's why most of them for me are blocked. I can't. The level of stupidity is just a little too high. Just a little too high for my taste. So yeah. Let's see. What else you guys are saying? Lorna says part of the stigma of Polo comes from that scene from Pretty Woman. Oh, that's right. With Julia Roberts in the polka dot brown dress, and she's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Something like that. And then she's stomping the dibbit things. I think it's called dibbits, right? I think that's what it is when they put the grass back. And so, yeah, there you go. Because, whatever Richard Gere's, I forgot what his name was. He was a millionaire, and that's how people think of it, as a millionaire sport. So there you go. Yeah. Sorry, Petal. How you doing? Veronica. Oh, she's saying hi to Veronica, Mama Janet, and Glenn. I'm good. I'm doing good. Thank you for asking, Beverly. How are you? I hope you're well. So yes, thank you. What else? I saw this review actually. Oh, someone posted a couple of reviews. Oddly enough, someone posted a review. They did the sometimes you can do the archive version so that these tabloids don't make any money off of your if you read their article. Well, someone posted an archived article from the Express. I want to say it's the Express, where they actually gave Polo a good review. I almost fell off my bed. It's like, what? Are you serious? The Express of all people, from the UK no less, gave Polo I think somebody don't be surprised if that gets taken down and they completely change that and they write another article completely contradicting that. Don't be shocked. But for the moment I saw this and I was like, oh my Lord. How did that slip through the cracks of the Express office? It was very funny. But it did. So yes. Let's see. Kiki and Queens, I'm so proud of the Sussexes. They did a phenomenal job. They did. And I'm still mad at them for not promoting this. This should have been promoted by, if they're not doing it, then Nachos, one of the guys, the people who are in the show. They should have done some promotion. And I know, with the UK, their press, as you've seen, they'll just run with it. But then you allow them to control the narrative of your film, because some people, unfortunately, just go by what stupid tabloids say, especially on Shutter Island. So why give the press the opportunity to be the one that controls the narrative of your film? Get out there and promote it. That is the thing. I'm like, I don't understand. And everyone is saying what a great job they did. I wish on the other hand, I understand why, but I still, they need to have promoted it, or Nacho or somebody. Do something. It should not have dropped just cold like this. And so I hope, enough people get on there. One of the reviews that I read, the first review I read, it said that, they're still waiting to hear if Netflix is going to give them a second season. If they, if people watch it and enough people watch it, then maybe it'll get a second season. We will see. And it's not a judgment on how good it is. It's just if they have enough people watching it to warrant a second season of it. So yeah. So we will see. But again, Sussex is, and I haven't gone on their site today, so I didn't even check to see if it's on their site. But I hate to think I would go over there and it's not on their website. I would hate. Angela's like, Sussex Squad is promoting it. Yes, I know. I've been retweeting and tweeting all morning, or posting on X, not tweeting anymore, but posting. And just about everybody on there I've seen just keep whatever and promoting it. But we shouldn't have to do all that work. They should also be out there doing it. And so, yes, you have to be out there promoting your work. I don't care who you are. Get out there and promote it, especially if you don't have social media. And so, yeah, and so we'll see. But, it is what it is. Mute point now. It's already out. So there it is. Beverly says, I can't wait to see what the numbers are. I think they're going to be really great. Hopefully. And even Netflix have not done anything other than the one trailer they did, a few weeks ago or 2 weeks ago, whatever they did. They haven't said anything. So, yeah. Lulu says, why did you say Netflix might remove the clip with Harry and Meghan in it? Well, because if you download a clip from a film like that, it's illegal. And so because of copyright issues, to post it on there like that, some people wouldn't mind, but some people will, because it is copyright issues if you're doing that. So either they will have the social media platform remove it. For example, Beyonce, very, very strict with her work. You can't just go posting. And actually, I think it was Sussex Squad podcast that posted like a video or something from Beyonce or something like that. I don't remember what happened there. They posted it and they got their channel for a little bit. I think it was suspended for a little bit because of that. So because of copyright issues, you have to be very, very, very careful what you're posting, or especially if it's copyright work, you have to be careful what you're posting, because either the site will take it down or the artist could complain and be like, no, you can't. And they can suspend your channel or whatever because of that. So yeah, you have to be very careful with this stuff when you're posting or, reposting stuff. You notice a lot of times I very rarely will have a video of someone else here. I may have a little clip of an audio at most. That is the reason. If I post something here and I did it one time and I didn't realize it was copyrighted, and it just looked like a regular person on the street film stuff. Turns out it was copyrighted, and YouTube asked me to take it down. I had to cut it out of the podcast. And so if you do that enough times, you can also have your channel suspended. So you don't want that. So yeah, so that's why I said that. And so I remember Sussex Squad podcast, they had to even redo, I think they had to redo their X at the time, Twitter page, and have a new one because it was suspended, posting something from Beyonce. So yeah, that is very serious. So anyway, what else is going on with our faves? Let's move on. Harry, we remember Harry just came back from, well, not just, a couple months ago. In October, early October, actually, he was in Southern Africa, in Lesotho in South Africa. And he took a team there. And part of the team he took was Keith Smith, who is now hosting the gallery exhibition that you can purchase art from there, and the donations go off to Sentebale, in support of Sentebale. So Vanity Fair got a little bit of inside, just a little peek into what some of the things that happened on the trip to Lesotho. It says, how did Prince Harry and Prince Cecil forge a bond in art and charity? And this is an article from Vanity Fair. It says, when Prince Harry took the microphone at a fundraiser at his charity Sentebale on Wednesday night, he acknowledged that the basement room of the Lower East Side Gallery wasn't his usual haunt. Still, he thanked the gallery owner, Keith Smith, for giving him a crash course in contemporary art. On their first night in Lesotho, Sophie Shanduka is recalling their first night when Keith Smith and the whole group went with Harry to Lesotho. It says, on their first night, Shanduka told Vanity Fair the organization was getting ready for a panel discussion between Prince Harry and Cecil when a sudden blackout across Missouri, the capital city threw a wrench in their plans. They decided to take the event outdoors. We were all literally sitting there as you would in the traditional village with the fire in the middle, she said. The bonfire event ultimately became a free flowing conversation that included the youth from charity Let's Youth Lead program, its local leaders, and the visitors. And it says by the end of the trip, this past fall, Keith Smith, had a proposal for Harry and the organization, and the planning for a sale began. In his remarks, Prince Harry mentioned that he was especially impressed by how Smith had turned his idea in Lesotho into a fundraiser in the span of 2 months. We are deeply grateful to Key for curating this remarkable exhibition and for traveling with us to Lesotho and South Africa in October to witness firsthand the impact of Sentebale's work, he said. You and your team have been an absolute joy to work with. So when we first saw this, the bonfire outside, of course, it just looks beautiful and it just looks like it was always supposed to be that. We thought, it's like, oh, how cool. They're outside. It's beautiful. The mountain is behind them. The bonfire there. They're doing this Q&A with the group around the bonfire, not realizing it was because there was a blackout. And so it seemed, according to what Key had recounted of it, it was such a beautiful moment that nobody panicked, nobody did anything. They just built a bonfire and took the event outside, and dare I say, at least for the photos and videos, it looked amazing. So it's fate, and a good fate, that this happened, because gosh, how amazing it looked with the fire and the dancing around the fire and them sitting around the fire and talking. I just thought, and those are a couple of pictures at the bottom there with Sophie, Princess and Prince Harry, and then dancers in the other little picture there. So I just thought that was really cool. I thought it was absolutely, absolutely cool. And again, so it'll be interesting to see the other people, how, what they do to support Invictus. She also went on to say, since Harry has moved to the US, it has opened up a whole new world for Sentebale, because before it was just the UK and, Southern Africa. Now with Harry here, it opens up a whole new stream of funding and other avenues and ways that they can support Sentebale. So it's really fantastic. And again, the gallery for the public, it's open on the 14th. So you have to reserve your tickets in 4 days. So you have to reserve your tickets. I already reserved mine in order to go and, and view it. And again, definitely when you're there, purchase an art if you are able to do that. And so from the article that we just read, Sentebale, they quote tweeted it and they posted this. You can see the larger version on the right hand side. It says, calling all New Yorkers, you can visit the Keith Smith Gallery for Sentebale exhibit December 14th through January 19th. Visit Keith Smith Gallery visit keysmithgallery.com to RSVP to the free event. Thank you, Vanity Fair, for telling the story of our friendship with Keith Smith and the Keith Smith Gallery. And so it's a longer article. I don't know if I posted it on our community pages yet. I was posting something there last night. I don't remember which one I posted. It might have been this, but if not, I'll check it again. If the article isn't there, I'll repost it, or I'll post it. So yeah. So all of us in New York, if you're here, definitely go visit it. Again, it opens December 14th to January 19th. And support Sentebale if you can. And as I say, with all things donation-wise, whatever, do due diligence. Definitely go look. They have a whole website there. Check out their website. They're all over social media, whether it's X or Instagram and all of that stuff. Check it out. Check out who they are. Check out all the stuff. They have all their information on their website and social media that you will need to make an informed decision if you want to support the organization. So definitely do that, again, if you're supporting. So yeah. What else? I talked about this yesterday, and lo and behold, what I said yesterday about Donald Trump and Prince William meeting is that we won't have to wonder what that conversation, what went on in that conversation, what went on in the conversation, or what was said in the conversation, because Donald Trump has no filters, which is exactly what I said yesterday. He doesn't have any filters, so he will talk about it. He will let you know what happened. And especially if it's something where he feels like he can brag about, or something he needs to puff himself up, because again, he has that thing with the royal family that he basically almost worships the royalty, white supremacy. That's his thing. And so, of course, I knew he would talk about it. And lo and behold, and so this is a little clip of what he said. They talked about his, and this is Donald Trump. He says, and I asked him, Prince William, about his wife, and he said she was doing well, the president-elect said. I asked him about his father, and his father is fighting very hard, and he loves his father, and he loves his wife, so it's sad. And this is an article from the BBC, and I forgot to put the BBC. I think it was the BBC, or was it Reuters? I'm sorry. I have to go back. I forgot to post which one it is, either Reuters or BBC. But what is interesting about this whole thing is the spin on it's fighting hard. Because when you read it, according to what Donald Trump is, what he said, the conversation was, he says, I asked him about his father. He says his father is fighting hard. His father is, quote unquote, has cancer. So he's fighting hard to, stay alive, to, fighting through whatever whatever the pain or whatever it is he's going through, whether it's medication or chemo or whatever it is. I don't know that he's doing chemo, but whatever treatment it is, he's fighting hard to stay healthy. And so, but leaving it to the outlets, the British outlets or whatever, they always have to spin things. And so this is what they said, in reference to the king, quote unquote, fighting hard, was described by royal sources as being about his efforts to continue living actively rather than a health update. The king has been receiving cancer treatment, but he wants to keep focusing on his work, with the overseas trip expected next year. We had a great talk for half an hour, and a little more than half an hour. We had a great talk, Trump said. And so the narrative was that they met for over 2 hours, and Trump put a kibosh to that, says, no, we met a little bit over half an hour, and that Charles is fighting hard. Now, William never said anything about, it's about, trying to focus on, living actively, and about his trips coming up and all of that stuff. But royal sources always want to sort of like spin it so people don't know the truth about what's going on. So they always put that little spin on things. But but it's very interesting. Again, we know that Trump would talk about things, and that's the thing with Trump. I never have to worry about what he's thinking, because it'll always come, he'll always say. So yeah, it's very interesting. And of course, many are like, did they talk about Harry? Did they talk about... Trust me, if they talked about Harry, and even if he didn't mention it here, at some point, Trump is going to say. He is going to say. So you don't have to worry. It might not be now if they talked about Harry, but if they did, at some point, Trump will let you know. Because again, he has no filters. So it's very silly. But yeah, it's just interesting. And Peter Hunt, who posted this, he says, sources spin shock, because again, when that he's fighting hard, meaning he's fighting hard to stay alive, basically. And of course, he's talking about how the press just totally spin that statement. So anyways, moving on from that, Prince Harry Random House, which is better than Netflix. Random House is still promoting Prince Harry's Spare, even though it's been out since October 10th. Random House is out here promoting. Maybe y'all need to give a tip to Netflix. I am on Netflix at this moment for not promoting. Here's Random House. Almost 2 months later. And yeah, 2 months to the day, because it's October 10th that the paperback came out, and now it's December 10th. So maybe that's why they put it out. Oh, to mark the 2 months. There you go. Random House, discover the global phenomenon and the #1 New York Times bestseller that tells an unforgettable story of love, loss, and courage and healing. Compellingly artful, a blockbuster memoir, the New Yorker best book of the year. Spare by Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex is now available in paperback. So if you have not gotten your Prince Harry's Spare, and if you're a squatty, shame, 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 shame. I mean, if you have the other ones, you don't have to get a paperback, but some of us need all the versions. I haven't gotten the paperback. I have to say, I'm like, okay, I have other expenses at this moment. If I, have some expendables or resources, then I'll be like, okay, I'll treat myself and just have that too. But if you have not gotten it, get it. And if you have not read it, shame, but get it anyway. So anyway, so there's Random House promoting Spare. Netflix, take a hint. There you go. That's just me. They're in my doghouse, so I can rag on them. Anyways, I think that's all I got for today. Yeah, I think that's it. Oh, wait, one more thing. I forgot this. During the Deal Book event that Prince Harry was here on the 4th, my birthday, one of the things that when Andrew Sorkin was asking him about free speech, and Harry was like, yeah, I don't want to comment on that, because the last time he commented on it when he was on the Armchair podcast, whatever, and he commented on free speech, a lot of MAGA people especially were creating this all negative narrative attacking him, like, oh, he's a British person, how dare he speak about our freedom of speech, and all kind of lie that they made up. And so us in the squad had to go after them for just that lie, and then they calmed down. But Harry, probably took a hint from that. It's like, I'm not commenting on that. But what he did was he referred Andrew to this book by Marianne Franks called Fearless Speech, and he specifically referenced chapter 4. Now, I have not read that book. I will actually get that book and read it to see what it is. But and Andrew was asking, well, like, what about the book? Like, what? And he's like, read the book, man. They love their banter. But Dr. Mary Ann Franks was very, very honored. And that day, she's like, oh my goodness. She was posting about it, and she was very honored that Prince Harry mentioned her book. And so she posted about it. She says, honored that Prince Harry mentioned my new book, Fearless Speech, during his fascinating discussion about free speech, social media, and courageous journalism with Andrew Sorkin at the New York Times Deal Book Summit, etc., etc., etc. And so that's her there. So if you get a chance, pick up Fearless Speech. And it must have been so rewarding for him. Probably, I had never heard of her before. And so probably a whole new group of people who had never heard of her before or her book now know about it because Prince Harry mentioned that. And so, yeah, so she's very, very excited. And again, Harry was in the middle of reading it when he was on the show. So I would assume, at least I would hope that her book sales spiked a little bit. At least it'll be from me, because I will get it at some point. So yeah, definitely. So congratulations to her. And I'm happy to see Harry highlighting her. And also I remember him talking about, what's the name? Renee Ressa, the journalist, who was on when they were doing the event for Time magazine. She was on there talking about freedom of speech and journalism and all of that stuff. I think she was also convicted because of her reporting, her fair and honest reporting. She was also convicted. I don't know. I think they had sentenced her to go to jail. I don't know if she actually had served jail time, but she was facing a lot of persecution in her country because of reporting the facts. And so Harry was like, there's a spectrum of people like the British press who report over there, and then journalists like Maria Ressa is her name, Maria Ressa, who is jailed because they are speaking the truth. And so he was saying that the people on the left, like the tabloids, are the one who's been covering his life. And that's why he's like, he would be darned if journalism dies because of those people. So yeah. So anyway, pick up Anne Frank, Mary Anne Frank's book if you're able. So I think that's it. Let me just stay in the chat for a bit and to see what you guys are saying. And yeah. Madwell says Netflix leaves promotion up to the production company. If you have a Netflix account, you will receive notification of new shows. Oh, okay. So I guess probably because I canceled, I ain't got nothing. Okay. You would think they would be, I mean, they're on social media. You would think they would do something on social media. They posted the trailer that they did like what, 2-3 weeks ago, whatever it was. And so, but that's been it. So you would think they would post, I mean, at least repost the trailer that you put there. That's the least you could do. They haven't done anything. So yeah. Let's see. Gwen says cookies and cream, absolutely agree. Charles or clueless Kate had cancer. It's just, yeah, they're in the cancer PR thing that's happening over there. And also saw that and I think that's what I saw, that Kate is been nominated for Person of the Year in Time magazine or something. I'm like, oh Lord. I'm like, I mean, this is when you really need clicks. I mean, that is okay. This is like there's a built-in royalist audience that's gonna jump and But I think I would want to think even royalists would scratch their heads at that, because again, Kate has been missing the entire most of the year, and then when she pops up, it's to fake a photo or to do something that is just of very little value. And so I'm like, and the only other thing is like, well, I guess the other people are Elon Musk, Donald Trump, and Mr. Genocidal maniac in Israel, Netanyahu, and others. So I'm like, okay, well, I guess one of those. I'm not sure that's the company I'd want to be in, but whatever. So I was just like, well, I guess that's how you get a Time nomination now. Just stay away for an entire year almost, and fake photos and all that stuff, and do fake videos. And voila, you are nominated for Time Magazine Person of the Year. Unbelievable. Or do a genocide or something. It's unbelievable. Yeah. Anyways, let's see. Lakiva watched Polo and liked it. Yes, awesome, Lakiva. Anything else about it? You don't have to give away any of the plot or anything like that. Anything else? Let's see. What else? Karen says, I saw that and I thought that was what it was meant to be. I love the bonfire and look and thought how fitting it took me back to Spare Prince Harry talking about sitting around a fire in Africa. Yeah, it totally looked like, and we were talking going back to when they were in Lesotho and the lights went out and they had to do the bonfire. It totally looked like that is how it's supposed to be. If they didn't tell us about the electricity going off, I would have never even guessed that's how they had the bonfire. I'm like, well, this is what y'all should have had in the first place, because it looks perfect and it's beautiful and it's outside and not mounted in the back of it. I mean, how perfect. And to think they would have had this event on the inside, like, oh, no. Not when you have that view. So, yeah, so that electricity going off was like, okay, people, you're in Southern Africa. It's time to be outside and enjoying nature as it was meant to be enjoyed. So it's absolutely perfect. So thank you, I'm sure many in Lesotho are not happy about that. So, I have to think about that many people were inconvenienced by that. But for this specific situation, it's like, look, it was the perfect situation to get them, outside. So that's awesome. Let's see. Joy says, Harry's globally opening up Sentebale. Smart. Very, very smart. I'm so happy that they moving things from the UK to Southern Africa. That is perfect. Absolutely perfect. Let local people decide on their needs and decide the direction of Sentebale. And that is brilliant. Let's see. What else you guys are saying? Manuel said every time they promote their work, the trolls come out the gutter and give them negative reviews before the docuseries actually airs. True, and I'm sure they're doing it right now. So, it's outlets like it. How many years has this been happening? And not just with the Sussexes, with other celebrities as well, who have a lot of trolls that go after them. They go and they do these hate posts under reviews and just do all these crazy stuff. And a lot of these outlets, for example, Netflix, need to do a better job of monitoring stuff like that. The same thing with Amazon, the same thing with all of these outlets. They need to do a better job. They need to hire people to do a better job, especially making sure that whoever it is that's commenting, one, are subscribers and they actually have watched the show. I think Amazon and I think they have curbed it a little bit where in order to write a review, you had to have bought the book. You have to have an account on Amazon, I think, and have bought the book or something like that, I think. But I'm sure, there might be little loopholes people can go through, but at least they're trying. Netflix and those, Rotten Tomatoes and all of those outlets that take audience reviews need to do a better job of monitoring it. So, yeah, I mean, we're in 2024. There's no excuse that people should go and do stuff like this, especially people who have not seen it. Some of these situations where they are posting reviews on whether it's books or movies before it's even come out. And that's nonsense. That is absolute nonsense. So these outlets need to do a better job. I mean, again, this is the year 2024. That should never be happening. There are too many technology that you can use to curb this stuff. Yes, it might cost a little bit, but when you think of the artist's work, you need to protect their work. So there you go. Netflix needs to do a better job of that. Let's see. Scrolling down. Yes, this is a head scratcher. I know. It's like, what? Okay. I guess, I saw it and then I had to leave it alone. It's like, this is just nonsense. It's just absolute nonsense. But again, it is what it is. Thank you, Cookies and Cream. Everyone, please pray for the Sussexes and each other in the world. Yes, the world needs a lot of prayers right now. It is a mess. It is a mess. So, yeah. Karen says she was nominated because she went missing and people were searching for her on the internet because of all the controversy. That is what she had to do to get on time. Imagine you have to go missing in order to get times. But I think, someone mentioned that I think she was nominated before, like a couple of times before. I don't know for what, but I think she was nominated for something before. So it's not the first time, but it's just interesting that, this time she went missing for most of the year, and it's like, oh, well, I guess I could keep being, go missing and I'll be nominated for other awards. Very, very interesting. So, bye, Gwen. Have a great day. Thank you for popping by and saying hello and hanging with us for a bit. But yeah, bye. Let's see what else. A couple more before we end. Let's see. Okay, well, I think that's it, guys. Have a great day. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. And yes, I had to push back my Thomas Kingston podcast because obviously I was not going to do that when our faves had their big premiere today. So we'll have to push that back. Sorry, Sorry, I did promise I was going to do it today, but it's going to be tomorrow. So, anyways, guys, have a great day. Thank you to our awesome moderators, Lydia, Trish, Nelly, who I didn't see on here today, but thank you so much for hanging, for everything you do. Lydia, Trish, Nelly, Karen M, Cookies and Cream, Black Queen. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And our awesome 2 cents crew support the channel on a monthly basis. Those of you who also support in the chat, thank you, thank you, thank you all so much. Have a fantastic day, everyone. And I shall chat with you next time. Bye.